And I hope I don't look that much older this week from a couple weeks ago. I certainly feel it after Saturday. But still here and still here this week, so that means good things are happening with the women's soccer program. We went down to Columbia, Missouri on Saturday for the first round of the NCAA tournament and defeated the University of Missouri in a pretty exciting penalty kick solution at the end of the game. We scored first in the first half. It was pretty windy and certainly a game of two halves. We scored probably about halfway through the first half. Great goal by Ali Osoba, who's certainly been coming through for us here of late. And then really had to weather the storm. They got the wind at their back in the second half, and it's a pretty athletic team that likes to play balls pretty long, so the wind certainly helps them, and they put you under pressure. And we said going into the game at some point we would have to weather the storm, that there would be a time where Missouri really came at us and threw things forward, and that was certainly the case in the second half. They scored a great goal about midway through the second half. A young woman got free on the left flank and hit a rocket that hit the inside of the right post about crossbar height. Nothing Steph Pinozo could do about it. And so it was 1-1 and it stayed that way through regulation, through two very heartbreaking overtimes. We had a breakaway chance to finish. They had several chances to finish, and no one got the goal in overtime. So it went into penalty kicks. And penalty kicks right now, Steph Pinozo owns. We won the toss and chose to kick second. Missouri player got up and Steph makes the first save. And when you start a penalty kick shootout on the road with a save by your goalkeeper, it certainly gives you confidence. And you could see in the body language of the Missouri team there was dejection sort of right from the get-go. Taylor Peterson, one of our freshmen, stepped up and buried hers. Steph then skips into the goal mouth from the side of the goal and proceeds to save the second one. And I think at that point, Missouri really felt like their backs were against the wall. We made our second one. Their third kicker steps up and actually hits the crossbar. So we now just have to make one of the next three, and freshman Alina Wykamp buries the third. So it was a quick set of PKs, and the overtime was more challenging on my heart than the PKs were, to be honest. But that sends us on into the next round, and we are headed to Chapel Hill, my alma mater, to take on the Tar Heels, which is always fun. In 2008, we defeated Missouri in penalty kicks in the second round to go on and play Carolina. So there's a lot of deja vu feeling Saturday, and certainly heading into Chapel Hill. We'll leave town here on Wednesday, train there Thursday, and compete against the Tar Heels on Friday. And if we were to win that game, we'd play the winner of the Georgetown-Baylor game, who will also be hosted there in Chapel Hill for the second round of the Sweet 16. So really looking forward to headed back to Chapel Hill and taking on a very good Tar Heel team.
Just the adversity you've had to overcome, I mean, obviously with you and V being gone at the beginning of the season, but now with what you experienced in the Big Ten tournament and then at Missouri, just how much more confident are you in your team, and what does that say about you guys going forward?
There's two things I can say about this team is I don't know that I've coached a team that has this kind of fight in them and the kind of heart that they've played with. And also a team that will take tactical information and do what they need to do to find ways to win. And, those two things in combination, I think, have really made us successful towards the end of the season. And I think the adversity sort of maybe what has hardened this team and allowed them to weather the storm and to fight and battle. And, I think adversity does that. It can either make you crack or it can make that crack really solid. And for this team, it certainly has solidified us. And we're taking that solid team into postseason and trying to take it as far as we can.
Janet, I don't think we've lost a PK shootouts in about 4 seasons. Talk about some of the preparations you've made as a coaching staff and as a team to be so effective in those situations.
I think it's the one situation in soccer that's pretty repeatable. There's not too many situations in soccer where it's a repeatable closed chain kind of thing. So, I think the thing we've done is try to give them repetition and try to put them in a situation where they can be confident. And the thing about that right now is I think we have a goalkeeper who has the right mindset going into penalty kicks. She was asked in the press conference at Missouri what it was like to carry the weight of the shoulder on her teams going into penalty kicks, and she said it's exactly the opposite. The weight of the team is actually on the shooters, and my job is to make it as difficult on them as possible. If they hit it right, I can't save it, but if they don't, then it's my job to save those penalty kicks. So I go in as loose as I can, and like I said, if you saw her, she skipped her way into the penalty box and does her job. And when you've got a team and you see that kind of attitude from your goalkeeper, I think the team has some confidence in it. So it's certainly a situation that we go into with some confidence and have had some success. And, the challenge now is, now that we've done it a couple times, I'm sure the video is out there. So, we've got to now make sure that we've got more players that are willing and ready to step up and do that. And I think we've got that in our squad.
What's the skinny on Carolina?
It's a talented team. 3 of those players were actually with us in Japan, so I've worked with 3 of them over here, in recently. It's an athletic team. It's a deep team. It's a typical Carolina team from that standpoint, I think. They've got quite a few players that are scoring goals, so they've spread their goal scoring out quite a bit. And I think it'll be a team that we'll have to really work hard to defend. Different than Penn State, I think, in terms of their goal scoring is a little bit more spread out. So I think it will test our defense from side to side and front to back. But certainly a team that has had some losses. They finished 4th or 5th in the ACC this year, and weren't the ACC champs regular season or in the conference tournament. So certainly going into Chapel Hill with the expectations that this is a team that if we bring our best, we've got a chance. I think this team feels like on any given day, if they do the things that they can control and battle, that they can make things happen. And we certainly feel that way going into Chapel Hill.
You beat Penn State, another top seed in the tournament. Can you use that win as a building block to take on another top seed in Carolina?
Absolutely. I think it's a game like that gives you that confidence, that gives you the confidence that on any given day, and that was a team that had beaten us 4-0 earlier in the year, and I think we use that to show how far we've come as a team, but also to show that when we get out and fight and do the things that we're capable of doing, that on any given day we can beat any team. And anytime you get into the NCAA tournament, you can't look at how many games you have to win. I've always told my team, I'll put you up against any team on any given day, and we can win one soccer game. And, we're going into Chapel Hill saying we've got to win one soccer game. Our seniors are saying every win we have gets us one more game to play. And I think that's the attitude they're battling with, and that certainly has served them well as well. Thank you.